student, this is Dr. Avidha. Today we are going to discuss natural resources. Natural resources are the resources which we get from the nature and how we are using them. Some resources which are renewable, which can renew on their own, and some are non-renewable which we cannot receive again. So today we will discuss these four, five outlines. The one, what are the natural resources? What are the types of natural resources? Renewable natural resources, non-renewable natural resources, and how can we conserve them? How to conserve, the conservation of natural resources. So first of all, we will discuss about what are natural resources. Natural resources is a source of product that are inherent from the earth. So whatever we are getting in form of nature, in form of natural resource, either air, water, or minerals, anything, the petroleum and coal, many resources which we are getting and which we are converting them in form of energy, and which we are using them in form of energy. Any kind of resources which are useful economically or the commercially, that all are the natural resources, and we are getting from the nature actually, directly or indirectly, we are getting from the nature. So natural resources are two types. The one is renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources, the solar energy, air, wind, water, tides flowing, soil, water, these all are the renewable resources which we can renew them. Renew in the sense again we can get, we are having huge resources of these energies and we can convert them for us in form of economically or the commercial. And now another are non-renewable resources. These resources also we are getting from nature, but these are found in nature in very limited amount. So once we consume, then we cannot prepare them again, we cannot generate them again. These are very slow forming resources which are taking many years to reform. So the fossil fuel, oil, coal, natural gases, minerals, that non-metallic minerals, salts, phosphates, that all the resources which are generating very slow or and taking many years to regenerate are considered as non-renewable, and the renewable resources which are available as use source. Renewable resources, air, water, solar power, forest, and many more also come under this renewable resources. So first of all, we will talk about the wind energy. Actually, all the renewable resources are used as the substitute of ordinary or normal sorry, actually these non renewable resources are used as the substitute of non renewable. So wind energy is also an energy which we are using to generate energy. Wind energy is the energy of air. The energy comes from the air by the tidal forms. We are using them wind energy. Water resources, for generating electricity we are using these huge dams, waters. Economically or commercially we are using them when we are having huge resources of water. So this is also non-renewable, this is also renewable. Now come to the solar power. Electricity is required everywhere, but electricity is limited. So the solar power, the solar energy can be converted into the electrical energy and we can use it. So anyhow, by hook or by crook, any way, the renewable resources we can convert into the electrical or the mechanical energy, and which we are using, that all are the renewable resources. Forest resources, the plants providing us many resources, many way they are useful for us. The forest we are using for furniture, for wooden work, for n number of plants, for oxygen. Anyway, we are getting much more from the forest, from the plants actually. So now when we are talking about the non-renewable resources, non-renewable resources are the resources which are available in very limited amount. So the nuclear power, gas, petroleum, coal, oil, that all are the non-renewable resources of energy. Nuclear energy which are constructed by the nuclear power plant, and that's nuclear energy is also converted into electrical energy which we are using through this nuclear system. Petroleum, coal and petroleum we are getting from the different resources, and we are the formation of petroleum takes much more time to generate the many dead and decay matters, the animals which lie down for many years below the earth crust, and slowly convert it into the coal and petroleum. So this is the totally non-renewable resources. Once we consume them, after some time we will exhaust with them, so we need it. So this is our own decision to generate some substitute in renewable resources, so that the deficiency, or you can say the decreasing of these non-renewable resources can be manageable for us or for the next generations also. Coal is also a non-renewable resources. How to generate coal? That the coal is having n number of applications and functions which we are using either domestically or the commercially we are using. So how these plants and animals are dead and decomposed for many years, these are converted into coal. It takes many years to generate, so coal is also non-renewable resource which we need. Conservation of natural resources, how we can conserve the natural resources. Our animals are also our natural resources, they are also providing some so helping us. So how we can conserve them? So the government of India has undertaken many measures to conserve the resources. So regulation and reform the proper housing and infrastructure development to avoid land acquisition problem. Mass media public service message to educate the people on the importance of conservation of resources, increase the wildlife and forest reserve in the country, scheme to do the proper inventory of the resources and monitor changes in the environment, various projects and schemes that promote the conservation of resources. So that's our responsibility to handle the resources, either they are natural, either they are renewable or they are non-renewable, with our own mindset, our own potential, our own patience actually, so that these resources cannot be consumed once and exhaust, and we will have a tragedy, or we will face a specific kind of problem related to these resources, because every time everywhere we need actually. Without natural resources we cannot survive. Natural resources are required everywhere. The plant, without plants we cannot live, without air we cannot live, without minerals we cannot survive actually. Without these natural or renewable or non-renewable resources we need actually. So with humankind, human wiseness, we have to use these natural resources with very much patience, with very much simple, with very much brainism. So now we can tell that regulations which conservation of natural resources has been generated. Government has generated many regulations which avoid the creation of this exertion of these natural resources. Mass media and the people are generating, very many NGOs are creating some public awareness programs, so that people should know, don't waste the natural resources, don't cut the trees, don't use much more vehicles. So however, or anyway, if we are harming natural resources, that definitely directly or indirectly we are harming ourselves only. That if comes in our mind, in the every citizen of India or everywhere, then only we can wisely use these natural resources. So many projects and schemes are generated to conserve and promote the resources. So either you are using water, or you are using air, or you are using anything, whatever is available or avail from the nature, we should use wisely actually. Our turn to natural resources, what should we do? We don't try to pollute soil, don't try to pollute water, and we should conserve biodiversity also, because biodiversity maintain the ecosystem balancing. Biological, biotic and abiotic components are always required in ecosystem. Forest also, we should avoid deforestation. What we should do actually, we don't try to pollute soil. Why? We are using plastics and much more pollutant which we are using, which are non biodegradable, we are throwing in the soil, and somehow we are polluting our soil. Then how we'll get a fertilized or good quality soil for growing crops and other things? So we should avoid it, and we should avoid the wasting of water also. We need to use water wisely, because very less amount of water is potable. So we have to use the water very wisely. Biodiversity, don't kill the animals, don't do this, don't disturb the ecological balance of nature, because the consequences of this ecological imbalance will also face by us only. We people has to face these situations. Deforestation create the temperature increasing on the earth. So when we cut down the trees, deforestation will create the much more consequences for us. So this is our turn. How can we wisely live, wisely take decisions towards nature? We can conservation of soil. How can we conserve the soil? The soil conservation we can do just by taking some steps. So we can take crop rotation. Crop rotation is the method of growing crops in which we are growing crops by change, so that after Rabi crops, then Kharif, then and one more. So actually the rotation crops should be. So when we are growing wheat, then after we can grow some legumes or some pulses, then after some vegetables, then again some rices. And so the rotation, the crop should be changed after one time, so that if we'll continuously grow the same crop, then the quality of soil will reduce and the fertilization capacity will reduce. So this is called crop rotation. Mulching is actually a interculturing operation, in that we kill weeds and soil. Mulch help to the plants to be rooted firmly in the soil. So mulching is interculturing. Then some weeds or some weedicides are generating with the soils, which are creating in the roots. They are providing the nitrogen on the other minerals to the soil, and the plants are growing. So just like the pulses, when leguminous plants we are growing, so some leguminosarum, rhizobium leguminosarum is forming in the soil, and that are completing the nitrogen of the soil. That is mulching. Strip cropping is not applicable in all over India. Strip cropping is required for some specific area, where this is also a specific kind of field actually. Dry farming method, this is agriculture practice, growing plants in the suitable strip in the field. So some lines or strips has to be generate in the agricultural land, so easily which we can try it. And dry farming method, this may be practiced where the rainfall is low. So in Rajasthan or any other state where rainfall or the rain is low, we can use this method. Or what is a dry farming method? Dry farming method means we are trying to grow the crops in which actually very less amount of water is required. So some specific kind of crops which required very less water, we can grow in that area. So this is dry farming method. Conservation of water. How can we conserve water? So avoid leakage of water from the taps, turn off tap whenever we are using. So these are very simple safety measures which we can took out actually. Rainwater harvesting we can do for the conserving water. Water supply should be limited in the area. We can unlimited water supplies. Rainwater harvesting, historical water bodies, ponds. Actually these are the technically method where we can use the water, where we can conserve the water. So if we ourselves stop wasting natural resources, definitely everywhere these resources will be remain safe. Conservation of biodiversity. Biodiversity provides the base of the livelihoods, cultures and economies and several hundred millions of people. What I'm trying to say, this biological imbalance or the ecological balance is required in the biodiversity. Biodiversity means all the organisms, smaller or big ones, should be live together, and that all are the ecological balance is generated, because a food chain in the biodiversity on their own is generating. So the ecosystem we have, this is the food chain when the herbivore, the plants eaten by herbivores, herbivores eaten by the carnivores, carnivores eaten by the top carnivores and the omnivores. So this is a line of food chain actually. This food chain, if disturbed, then nobody will remain safe. So conservation of biodiversity is also required or the mandatory factor for us, because many material, many plants, many organisms are very much useful for medicinal and the healthcare system also. So we should think about that. Measure to conserve the biodiversity, some specific kind of measures we can take, that legislation, formal policies, some programs, sustainable utilization of biodiversity resources, in situ conservation, conservation of animals, plant in their natural habitat is known as in situ conservation. So these are the biological terms which we should know. That's ex situ conservation. Ex situ conservation, plant and animal preserve or protect them away from their natural habitat. So if we are keeping them safe from away their natural habitat, these are in situ conservation. Recording indigenous knowledge that lives to local communities and local interwoven with their environment and depend upon their immediate resources for meeting their needs. So these are some specific terms to measure the conservation of biodiversity. And thank you. In the next lecture, we will discuss something more, much more about natural resources, how to use them wisely and much more. Thank you.